Hi, Chaitanya. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
So,
Great
did
to
you
see you.
see any of the panels of today?
Sorry.
Did you have got a chance to see any of the panels which was going throughout the
Yes, so
day?
I was actually having had a chance to visit two sessions, especially the last one, the Indian Ocean session, which I actually watched for a longer time than the earlier session, which was really inspiring to hear somebody like a seasoned musician and a band like Indian Ocean and hear their views about, especially the insights they had for younger musicians who are
Wow.
actually struggling in this noisy world. It was wonderful to hear them out and great insights. I think for the millennial generation, especially, patience is the virtue, which he rightly said. Patience is the virtue. Just keep that patience with you. I'm sure people will notice you, and you will shine bright, and there will be sun shining on you bright also. So yeah, it was
Wow.
really nice. So great effort from your side to have such a event with some great speakers on board, and for the viewers to get some great insights on this.
Sir, it's just the thought which came along this, so a gift of hope. No one thought that it would be so big. Even मैंने भी नहीं सोचा था. मेरे लिए इट वाज अ सिंपल थॉट कि आई एम इनटू अ कॉर्पोरेट गिफ्टिंग फील्ड. अभी गिफ्टिंग मेरे को थोड़ा होल्ड करना रहेगा एंड नाउ व्हाट आई नीड टू गिफ्ट पीपल इज अ गिफ्ट ऑफ होप. And that all started, you also know that. Thank you so much for Roundtable India for collaborating with us. There were many organizations who promoted on their platform, which made it big. Sir, I'm happy to tell that on the first day there were 10,000 people seeing single sessions. On the
Oh,
second,
wonderful, wonderful.
yeah, on the second day, Prahlad Kakkar came and our website got crash. So that was so many audience coming to
Oh,
see Prahlad Kakkar. Uh, Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Roundtable India, also for collaborating with us. And can't wait to know
thank
your
you so much
journey
for
and
giving us the
know the
opportunity.
journey of Roundtable India.
Sorry, Chaitanya, I just missed your last sentence. Sorry.
Can't wait to know the journey about Roundtable India and your journey as well.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It'll be a pleasure to share. So, just to give you an idea, and to the viewers who are watching us, I will just divide this section into two parts as I discussed with you. I'll give you my short glimpse on my journey as an entrepreneur, and secondly, of course, why we are here, about the great organization, which is a very very small group of 4,500 people when you take the population of our country. So in ratio to that, yes, it's a small organization, but a wonderful organization which I've been part of proudly for the last 12 years, which is
Wow.
Roundtable India. So on my personal front, Chaitanya, I'm a third generation entrepreneur, mainly into the field of gems and jewelry. So I started when I was 17 with my dad down south in Trichy, and then shifted myself from Trichy to Jaipur in 2006. So we were mainly into trading of gemstones. Somehow down the line in 2012, 13, I was, as everybody says, that yeah, if you really love to do something and you make that as your profession or business, I think that's the biggest God gift that you can have, which not even 0.1% people have. So I also was on pursuing that passion. Ki yaar, mera passion kya hai? Gemstones is something that is come to me as inheritance from my grandfather and father. But what is exactly that I really wanted to do? जैसे अभी इंडियन ओशन बैंड ने भी ये चीज बहुत अच्छी बोली थी कि यार दे वांट टू बी अ म्यूजिशियन बट पेरेंट्स सपोर्ट नहीं करते हैं और दे डोंट फील दैट म्यूजिक हैज एज अ इंडस्ट्री हैज अ फ्यूचर और थिंग्स लाइक दैट. So I got into facilitation and training, thanks to the organization Roundtable India for giving me that opportunity to get into that mode. And I started getting appreciation from all over wherever I went for these sessions. So seeing this, I took this up as a profession, and shortly I became a business coach a year ago. And right now I'm pursuing it more professionally right now by doing business coaching to a lot of business owners.
Wow. Sir, how Jesus it so there is a wonderful meaning about Roundtable India. It's about building schools, and so we want to know that what is Roundtable India. So what Roundtable India do?
Absolutely. So I joined this lovely movement in 2008. So this Roundtable India came to, this is an international organization which is present in over 64 countries. And right now it came in India actually in 1962 in Madras. So right now
Okay.
Chennai, but it started in Madras in 1962. We have our secretariat building in Nungambakam in Chennai, which is the head office of Roundtable India. So all over the world, it's a young men's organization. So this organization has members between the age of 18 to 40. So
Wow.
after 40, this organization automatically you retire as an active member. So this movement is always in transition and it always remains young because young blood coming in and the old blood going out automatically. So it started in 1962, and now, right now, we have a strength of more than 300 tables all over India, covering right from down south. If you say we have tables in Madurai in Kerala, going up to Ludhiana in the north, and from the east, Bombay, Ahmedabad from the west to Jorat in the east. So that is the kind of span that Roundtable India is spread right now. And in 1997, after being a fellowship organization known for creating friends or creating friendship amongst the young people, in 1997 we took up a long-term project which was freedom through education. So that was the
Wow.
long-term motto that we took. And so why freedom through education, or why this term freedom through education came? If we see this country today, which is so dynamic, so diverse in cultures and things like that, we still feel that the basic necessities are not covered to the majority of the population, I would say. We are more privileged ones living in the cities. You in Ahmedabad, I'm living in Jaipur. We actually just close our eyes towards that underprivileged status of the society that we don't even look at. तो अपने को ये लगता है कि यार सब garden है, सब rosy है. But that is not the case, and that is what the opportunity or the platform what this organization gave us. So आज हम देखते हैं कि यार एक साइड में हम ये बोलते हैं कि बेरोजगारी है, लोगों के पास काम नहीं है, एंड एक तरफ इफ यू आस्क द कंपनी, इफ आई आस्क यू, इफ यू आस्क मी, हम ये बोलते हैं कि हमारे पास अच्छे आदमी नहीं मिलते. नो, वेयर इज दैट ब्रिज, वेयर इज दैट लिंक दैट इज मिसिंग, दैट ये दोनों नहीं मिल पा रहे हैं, स्पेशली इन अ कंट्री विच इज आई थिंक द हाईएस्ट पॉपुलेटेड इन द वर्ल्ड. I think it's, if you take the census properly, I think China को beat already कर दिया है अपन लोगों ने. So if we see in a country like us, if we don't find people, where are we going to find people in the world? So education today is a right, as rightly said by the government. But at the end of the day, we don't have the infrastructure which can provide this education to everyone right now. So that is why we started freedom through education. That if the future of the country, if the young children today, if the young kids today are educated, we are surely going to see a better tomorrow for them and a better tomorrow for the country. So that is how we started in 1997 by ourselves. And in due course, we had some great tie-ups. And one of the biggest landmark tie-ups that we had was PNG Shiksha. So Procter and Gamble CSR wing, that is proudly called as PNG Shiksha, they are right now associated with Roundtable India, and they are spending their complete CSR fund with Roundtable India and building schools for the underprivileged children. So
Wow.
we do MOUs, we take up government schools in and around the cities that we have our have our tables, and then we create the infrastructure that is required. Because when we go out there and we see that aaj bhi bache in this millennium generation, they are sitting in on sand, not even on a tarpai or a sheet, and not even under a shed, under a tree, and teachers are still having that devotion even in that circumstances to teach them, and the students are coming there to learn. So
Wow.
that, I think the basic necessity that they require is at least सर के ऊपर एक छत, एक proper classroom का setup, if not air conditioned classrooms, high tech classroom that we are privileged to learn with. So we are proudly now saying that we right now as an organization create and build one classroom a day, some part of
Wow.
the country for the last 3 years now. So I think that is something remarkable that this organization is doing as a cohesive force. So that is we're really proud of.
That's so crazy. A classroom a day.
A classroom a day, absolutely. So on an average for the last 3 years, we have built like 400 classrooms now in a year. So that's more than 365 days in a year. So that is how we take it.
Wow, that's so great. So you call yourself a serial entrepreneur,
Yeah,
right? So you have been involved into many businesses.
correct.
So can you take me through that businesses and what you learn from them? So if it's not possible for me to have more than one businesses right now, but learning from those old businesses, I think it would be very commendable.
Absolutely. I think before getting into the business part of it, one thing that I would clearly want to say out of my learnings from the last 20 years, I started when I was 17 in 1999, 2000. I think as an entrepreneur, the first step that a businessman takes is very, very bold, that he can do something on himself and he doesn't bank on anybody else. So I think that is the biggest step that he takes. So once you have that mindset in you, that what thy come, even if there is a failure, and if you are ready to face that failure with the attitude, with the right attitude, nobody can stop you from going forward. I think this is something as an entrepreneur we should learn. I have learned it thankfully at the early age. So this is one thing that I think I have learned a lot. And apart from that, there are four key elements in any business today. So that is one, the business owner who starts this whole idea of creating something and calling it a business. So I think that is the first key thing in a business. The second thing is the business itself. The third thing is the customer. So without the customer, the business doesn't stand a commercial sense at all. And the fourth is the team that you need going forward when you run the business. So I think these four key elements has a cycle towards it. The early you understand how this whole cycle of business runs, it will be better for you to expand and to copy paste one business system into the other and the third and the fourth.
Wow.
What happens generally is a business owner always takes care of the team, the business owner is taking care of the business owner taking care of the customer. But that is not how you look when you look at all these corporates today, all these big entrepreneurs or all these corporate houses that are running in a big way, 10,000 employees, 20,000 employees all over India or in the world. This is the cycle that they look at. The business was created to support the business owner and not the other way around.
Hmm.
So the business is always there to support the business owner. The business owner always is there to support the team, and the team is always there to support the customer, and the customer in turn always supports the business, and the cycle again starts. So this key ingredient to any business, if you can somehow inherit in yourself and work towards it, then I think it is just a copy paste for you always. That आपने एक business में जैसे ही आपने success पा लिया, it is just going to be कि यार यही system है, because 95% of the times you are into gifts, I'm into gemstones, somebody is doing into professional things, but as a business 95% of the functions remains the same. 5%
Hmm.
is the kind of product or service that you're giving, only that is which is variable. Apart from that, everything is constant. So if you can take care of the 95%, 5% to apne aap hi settle ho jata hai. So that is one
Yeah,
thing
but
that I've learned, and I think which I would advise every entrepreneur or every budding entrepreneur to understand, that if you can understand this cycle, I think it's going to be all guns blazing for you.
wow. Sir, there would be many people from the age of 18 to 50 watching this. So, if they want to join Roundtable India,
Yeah.
so are there any links or are there any thing which you can provide so that they can join a wonderful organization like this?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as I said to you at the starting of the program, that our organization is very, very niche. So, in such a big population, we are a very small group of 4,500 members, and we are very happy with it. The only
Hmm.
reason being that this is not a open for all membership. By that
Okay.
mean, what I mean to say is that only a member, existing member, can introduce another prospect to get into this. And we are very, very democratic being in this country, that all the members of the existing chapter have to approve that particular prospect getting into the movement, and only then he comes into the movement.
Wow.
So that is a very, very selective process. So for all the members, definitely there we have a website called roundtableindia.org, and in that www.roundtableindia.org, if you just go in there and you say that I'm interested in joining, the extension conveners and the secretariat gets your details by that form that you fill, and it is forwarded to the concerned area. For example, Rajasthan is one area, Ahmedabad is another area, Maharashtra is another area. So the concerned area, whichever city you belong to, it is forwarded, and we take it up From there, if any budding entrepreneur who is a like-minded person and he has the zeal of making friendships, bonds for life, and also making a difference to the community, you're more than welcome to actually join this.
That's so great. That's so great. Sir, any advice you want to give to a 21-year-old entrepreneur or a 21-year-old youth seeing about your journey?
From my side, what one thing that I actually learned and I actually also experienced was something what Rajiv Bajaj, managing director of Bajaj Auto, always says. What we generally look as whenever something happens to us or whenever we go into doing something, हम क्या करते हैं, हम चारों तरफ के रिसोर्सेज को देख के उनको ब्लेम करने लग जाते हैं कि यार ये ना
Hmm.
कोविड आ गया था, इसके कारण ये
Hmm.
हो गया, ये है ना मेरा स्टाफ बराबर नहीं था, दिस इज व्हाई इट हैपेंड एंड स्टफ लाइक दैट. So always remember one thing, all these circumstances are same for everybody. It is not something that is under your control. So let's talk, or let's only think about what is in our control. And according to me, there is only one thing which is in our control and which is the most difficult to control. That is yourself. So
Wow.
if somehow you can look into yourself before looking outside and self manage yourself, self manage your time, and have a look back. So I would try to give two tips here. One, that at the start of your day and at the end of the day, spend 10 minutes on what you are going to do today and how is that going to get you closer to the vision that you have, that at 45 or 50 I want to achieve this, I want to become this. Are those points there in your to-do list? And number
Hmm.
two, have a look back definitely at the end of the day. Okay, what did I do, and did I do as per the planning that I did in the morning?
Hmm.
If these two things, if you can do and organize yourself and organize your mind in such a way that it is aligned, because your mind is your ghost or your god, it depends on you, that how are you going to align it yourself. Are you going to get disturbed every second, every minute, or are you going to keep it as a friend to yourself? So look inside always, try to manage yourself. And if you manage yourself automatically, because a business is always a reflection of the owner. So if the owner is organized, owner is focused in doing getting things done, you will automatically see those results in your business and the way you do things.
Wow, that's so great. Thank you so much, sir, for having along. So the next session we are having Radha Krishna Pillai, the legend Radha Krishna Pillai, sir.
Oh, lovely.
So we would be starting in 10 minutes after.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much, sir, for
Thank you
coming
so
along.
much, Chaitanya, for this opportunity, and it was lovely being here. And I hope the viewers here and the people around have that zeal towards the country and don't complain. I would just say don't complain and always be proud of what you are and be thankful to God for what He has given to you. So thank you so much once again, Chaitanya, signing off.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.